Wonderful grannies. They're awesome. At 1 a.m. like this.
It's like a kid
It looks
trolley.
like a giant shopping cart with little
kids
babies.
In. With kids in.
I know.
That is, wow.
Talk about culture shock.
Japanese men, Japanese women,
Yeah.
Japanese elders, because you mentioned your grandmother, so...
Yeah, you know what? I am thankful for Grandma Street fans that are just like the most... I can be having the worst day and just think like, I suck, my Japanese sucks, nobody likes me. Just, everybody gets in a down mood wherever you live, right? And I'll just be walking around and it's gloomy and suddenly there's like a group of grandmas and they're like, Steaky! And I'm like...
They're the most awesome
Thank
people.
you. Wonderful grannies. They're awesome. And
They're so happy and so positive.
Yeah, at least in my neighborhood they are. And I feel like they always have like a bouquet of flowers, like I said, like matching their pastel hair.
Whenever I see like all the people like dressed in like crazy fashion, I'm always like, I love you.
Yeah.
I always think that. I was like, I love you. And I'm so glad that you're keeping up, like staying the way you want to be.
Definitely.
Whatever age you're going to.
Especially when it's elderly people. I love that.
Another thing with elders, they're so active in Japan.
Oh my goodness,
They will be climbing Mount Fuji. Like I was like this summer, I went like up Mount Fuji going like, oh, I'm not gonna pass out on the way there.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, they're older people in Japan. They're just like,
I know, it's amazing.
What's with you? Shall I carry you? Like,
yeah, right. There's a particular elderly lady that lives very close to me that always wears a giant floral print like blouse.
Oh.
Really tapered pants, and she has like really crazy hair that's multicolored as well, and she's probably at least like 85, and her whole house is just surrounded in shrubbery. It's just like plants growing out of every corner, and she'll be watering her plants like at 1 a.m,
Wow.
brushing her teeth like as she's watering them. And once I saw her like doing exercises at 1 a.m. like this, I was like, whoa, this woman is like amazing.
So active.
But now I've passed her enough that she's always like, konnichiwa. And I'm like, thank you.
She knows you.
She does, and I know her. I'll not forget her. She's precious. She's precious.
Yeah, I find that people in Japan, once they actually go into pension, they don't drop everything and start just playing golf. They start up picking up so many things that it makes up for the not working.
I remember like asking a friend, why are the people that are always in front of the department stores like usually really, really old, you know? He was like, well, because like once they retire after they're 60, they can't just sit around, like they have to do something. So that's why they're always like, hi, you know, like
the ones that, like,
with the glow sticks, you
They
know?
show you where
yeah.
to go. Many of the old people in Japan actually then still keep working to have that. Most of Japanese older people, I think, own a field. They all own their own fields and they do their own vegetables and stuff and have like 5 hobbies and 6 different meetings and they're so busy. And I want to know how they keep so healthy. It's probably this.
Yeah, bro. With the toothbrush.
Since we have Japanese women,
yes.
elders, kids.
Yes. Children I'm around the most are the children that are wandering around my neighborhood, like from the Yochien, I think, like the kindergarten, and they're like in the big giant shopping carts, and they've got the little hats on.
Yeah, and in kindergarten in Japan you have to wear like little yellow hats so they're easier to spot in crowds as well. When it's too dangerous to just walk with the kids, they put them into little, what is it, trolleys?
It's like a trolley,
It's
I
like
guess.
a kid
It looks like
trolley.
a giant shopping cart with little babies.
With kids in. Yeah, like
uniform
shopping
yellow
cart
hat.
with kids in. Yes.
They're like slowly being pushed and the kids are always like looking around like, whoa.
But it's really nice because you see usually the kindergarten ladies going like, oh, look, there's a tree.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
There's a dog. And sometimes like if there's like a police officer, they all wave at the police officer.
Oh, they do.
But then once you hit primary school, you see those little ones
Oh,
and
I
they
know.
walk to school alone.
Oh, I know.
That is, wow.
Talk about culture shock. Like one of my biggest shocks ever was like in Shibuya Station seeing like a little dude. He was probably about this tall. He couldn't have been over 6 years old, and he's in his school uniform walking around Shibuya Station all by himself. I was
Shibuya is like party town.
Right? I'm like, this would never happen in the US. Like,
oh no, you'd like drive your kids
yeah.
right in front of the
yeah.
school.
And like his parents would probably be arrested for like letting him walk around the inner city like that. But here it's just like people kind of look out for each other, even in Tokyo, which is amazing. I was like, that is definitely a cultural difference. And
I think they also have like kind of safe houses. Like there's a certain sign that you see on certain locations, and it says like if you feel like you're being followed, if you're scared, you can go there and they'll take care of you and then maybe call your parents. And what I've seen also in my neighborhood is that kids have a certain spot in the morning where they will go to. So you might go alone for a part.
Okay.
It's more countryside.
Yeah.
But then you meet with the leader, who's usually a 6th grader or 5th grader at primary school. The leader will wait till everyone's there, count if everyone's there, has a little flag, and then the leader will take all the kids, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th years, the leader will take them then to school. So there's a lot of looking out for each other culture and respecting your elders in the sense that the small ones go like, I love my 5th, 6th year who's like older and is like an older brother or sister.
Yeah, that
to
is really
me.
cute.
And the older ones will feel like I have responsibility for this. They look up to me, so it makes them feel good on the same level.
Definitely.
Well, I found with us in school, which is like, oh, the small ones are so noisy, they don't listen to us.
Right.
And the small ones are like, oh, the big ones never let us play with them.
Right.
That's where I think the whole like superior system works. The kind of like looking up to your elders.
Yeah.
In a good way.
And I think that integrates even into business culture because typically like people all enter the company at the same time, right? Like people graduate this month and then the next month is like company entering month and then you level up together.
You level up.
Yeah, right. Sorry, very. When I was first teaching English, I remember a lot of people asking me like, what do I call like my senpai or whatever at work? And I'm like, we don't really have it's like a superior, but it's different. The concept is so
really
different. I was like, we don't all level up together.
I mean, every system has its flaws.
Definitely.
But if it works well, it's, for example, if you are young, your senpai will, for example, pay a meal for you.
Yeah.
Or watch out for you, and he'll take responsibility for you miss. If you do like a big miss, he'll tell you off.
Yeah.
But he will take the hit from the one who's over him again for you. While then, once you level up, you do the same one for other people who come new into the company if you're a good senpai.
Right.
Again, you will pay a meal for them and you'll take the hit from the people above you.
Yeah.
For the sake of the younger ones. And it's not the, well, that younger one never did something for me. It's the, well, you know, I was young too and people helped out for me.
Right.
And you get that as gaijin, and that's the thing that I like to tell you guys. If you come to Japan and people are nice to you, never forget to integrate that into your future life.
Yeah.
So if there's you can do that. If there's an exchange student that comes to your school, wherever in the world you are, you can look out for that person just as much as someone looked out for you.
Definitely.
And you don't have to expect it back from that student.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be an exchange of that person has to give you something
back. Yeah.
Because you will soon maybe meet other people who look out for you.
Definitely.
So you don't have to always expect that back from the same person. You just go, well, someone has been kind to me. I want to give that back to someone in the future. And that's, I think, a really nice Japanese concept.
I think so too. Like the idea of like passing it on instead of being entitled, I think is nice when it plays out in the right way.
We have done more talks talking about Japan, living in Japan, giving you a couple of hints, living in Japan or interacting with people. We will put the links below.
Linkity.
And also the links to Brandon's fashion, Lactose
so much.
Intoler-Art.
Thank you.
And I'll catch you soon for another video in Ask Japanese. Bye!
Bye. Thank you guys.